Outsiders, it's Justice Pariah here. And I know what you're thinking. You're actually still continuing? And yes, that's true. I'm sorry, I've been gone for months. I had things that I was working on. Life got in the way, but I'm here today. Oh, sorry, spoilers. But I'm here to tell you that, yes, as of today, I have finally completed my goal of getting the entire Life series cast to look like the Avengers. Now, I've been working on this nonstop for the past like 3 days. However, I will admit that there's one problem. Now, before I get into that, I just want to say for my YouTube viewers, if you want to skip to your favorite live series member, the timestamps will be right here. I'm just going to go through all of them and we'll get into this. But before I do that, oh, whoops. Before I do that, I need to acknowledge someone. Yeah, Jimmy could use a fix. He was the first one I built, and to be honest, I'm not too satisfied with how he ended up turning out. I'm actually going to redo Jimmy from scratch, and I'll show what he looks like when he's improved at the end of the video. Now, as for that, what do you say we actually go ahead and start looking at some other members, huh? We've got Mumbo over here. Mumbo, well, I call this Mumbo Man. Maybe you could call this Redstone Man, but yes, Mumbo is Iron Man. I tried to use a lot of redstone techniques, use the beacons here to make it look like he's blasting Jimmy. Even got the arc reactor in the core. Really like that. I'm actually really happy with how the Mumbo mustache and everything came out. Not too much to say other than I find this incredibly funny since in a very old episode of Build Battle with Grian and Mumbo, one of the things Mumbo had to build was a redstone man and he wasn't sure what to do, and many of the comments just said, build yourself. It took me several years after that video was completed, but I think I did it. Nailed it. So next up, as you can see behind me, we have Tango Vision. TV, Tango Vision. I don't know. It's hard to come up with puns for all these guys, okay? But as you can see, I used some glass effects to try and do the see-through effect. And I made Tango Vision because, well, I mean, come on, just look at the red eyes and everything. And not to mention, he made Decked Out 2, and is now working on Decked Out 3. Yes, I watch Hermitcraft. So yeah, how could I not make him literally... He's got redstone in his eyes. How can I not make him like a living redstone creature? So I made him Vision, and he's trying to use see-through effects right now to actually get out of the way of danger. Who is the danger? Well, let's turn our attention to the next builder. Yes, we have Scarlet Pearl. Now, unlike the other builds, I didn't really do a whole 50-50 on this. Also, yes, this is Pearl's red skin, just because it just fit the most. Now, you'll notice she's got the whole effects right here. I painstakingly tried to match it as much to her hair as possible, but I couldn't just get rid of the crown piece. I thought that worked really well for Scarlet Pearl. I really love the colors I did here. I don't usually use colors like this, but it turned out very well, and I'm very proud of it. Got the whole blood effects on the leg and everything like that. Made that work. Oh. Wow, how am I missing a block there? I'll make sure to fix that. But yes, I even painstakingly got every last detail of the hood correct for her red skin. After all, that's where she became the Scarlet Pearl. Thank you, Scar. We'll get to you later. But something you'll probably notice here is to reference the fact that she won double life. I didn't just add her, I added Tilly. Tilly took way too long to build, I will say. But I wanted to make sure there were at least a couple of references or good reasoning for the things that I did. So yes, we have Tilly. And I also use this red kind of glass thing. So because Tilly can't be floating in midair, Pearl is creating a kind of, well, step for him to walk on. And apparently, Apparently Tilly really wants a piece of Tango. Sorry, Tango. Moving on to another hero, we have a bit of a two-for-one. We've got Joel and Lizzie, otherwise known as Smallish Beans and LD Shadow Lady. And, fun fact you can see with LD Shadow Lady in her arms here is Smallest Bean. Congratulations to the both of them. They deserve it. Yes, we have Lizzie with Loki's staff. I made Lizzie, Loki, and Joel because I could think of no one who could fit his ego better than Thor. Just imagine he threw on a wig above his green. But yeah. I did some effects with the hammer, making it spark. I tried to add as much to this as possible. But yes, I'll also go around Joel and Lizzie now. They have matching capes. And wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do this for a couple's costume one day. Sorry, I don't mean to toot my own horn. Oh, foreshadowing. You know what? Yeah, we did Joel. Let's talk about Etho. Sorry, I don't mean to toot my own horn. Oh, foreshadowing. You know what? Yeah, we did Joel. Let's talk about Etho. When it came down to Etho, I knew he was a villain, but for the life of me, I couldn't pick anyone else for him other than Spider-Man. Etho, to me, is... well, actually, to a lot of people, is kind of the face of Minecraft. Like, there's a saying that even if Etho isn't your favorite Minecraft YouTuber, he's your favorite YouTuber's... he's your favorite Minecraft YouTuber's favorite Minecraft YouTuber. So, who else should he be? Then, if he's going to be Avenger, he should be the face of the Avengers. Or really just the face of Marvel Comics. In kind of the same way, he's kind of the face of Minecraft YouTube in a way. Like, we love Etho. Everyone loves Spider-Man. Everyone loves Etho. But in past life, he was a villain. So, you'll notice I added some effects here with the purple kind of taking over his Spider-Man suit so that he is being venomized. In fact, that's why Venom is over here. Venom is influencing him. I used Dripstone, the pink tongue. I may have spent way too many hours doing this with the Crying Obsidian to make it look right. But I think, all in all, if you're gonna do Etho, you gotta give him the respect he deserves. So, it took a lot of time, but I think it was worth it. Also, yes, that patterning is definitely the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Sue me. Scott here. Scott was one of the hardest ones to get correct. Why is Scott missing some colors? This might be wrong, and I'm sorry if it is, Scott. But yes, we have Scott. Most powerful, I actually crunched the numbers on this. Scott actually has the highest, record of anybody. So, obviously he's won, but he's been top placement many, many times. In every season except for Third Life and Wildlife, he's actually been in the top 5. I'll have to double check the April Fool's specials, but I'm pretty sure he's been high there as well. And so I thought, well, who else for him to be then? If he's the strongest member of the Life series, then the strongest Avenger. So, Scott is the Incredible Hulk. And yes, I even got the greenish Hulk stuff to look exactly like his actual hair on his Minecraft skin. Check it. I gave him a diamond sword, of course, because, well, he's just that powerful, he would have it. And you'll notice he's punching Thor's hammer, because in Thor Ragnarok, these two kind of play off of each other, trying to one-up. And I thought I'd have some fun and play into the rivalry between Scott and Joel. Speaking of which, leave a comment if you're Team Joel, and like this video if you're Team Scott. I won't tell them. Down here we have Big B. I know he's kind of cut off at the moment. G. I wonder who's here. But yes. Anyone want to take a guess at who Big B is? I painstakingly got his Lee Everett skin correct, but knee brace. We've got a belt latch for like an over thing. He's got a bit of a mask here. I do feel a little bad about that one. I think I could have done a little bit better there. I know what some of you are thinking. Why didn't I just make Big B Black Panther? Okay. I know some of us think that, but I really didn't want to make the one black member of the Life series into the most famous black hero. Big B's more than just the black member of the Life series, so I wanted to do something different. I'll admit, when I made the original meme, I did fall into that trap, and for that, both to Big B and to the black community, I do apologize. Please forgive me. It was a mistake, and I will learn from it and do better. Will not happen again. Anyway, so I decided instead that who should Big B be? Well, in past life, he was all about traps, 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 and Jimmy is Captain America. He was basically the second in command, so... Any guesses? Any guesses? Maybe if I wrote... Well, I can't rotate. I tried to make it look like he was blocking with this arm, but yes, this is Winter Soldier's bionic arm. I made Big B into the Winter Soldier. I guess you could say also technically second in command Captain America, because let's be real, like, if I'm correct, Big B was actually the second longest lived member of the Rejects. It was Joel who died first, then Skiz, and then Big B. So if anyone would be second in command, it would be Big B, traps, 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 and all that. After all, 99% of the power of the Rejects was Big B's traps and, well, Jimmy over there. So, you know what? Yeah, he's second in command. And who else would Big B be fighting than the other B, B-Dubs, who, of course, is on a horse. I acknowledge that the way that B-Dubs is kind of riding this horse looks a little funny and childish. Why didn't I fix it? Because it's funny. Anyway, I don't think I'd really need to say much about this. It's B-Dubs on a horse. He's got the little purple, I think from killing the Ender Dragon or something like that. Instead of the Eye of Agamotto or whatever it is, or the Time Stone, he's got a clock. And he harnesses the power of the clock for time-related shenanigans. Because, come on, it's B-Dubs. How could he not... How could B-Dubs be anybody else but the person who controls time? Come on. There seems to be a problem with Skiz. But I'm talking about my build, not in general. Shame on you. Yeah, these vines grow a little too much for my liking on him. But yes... you're probably wondering, well, wasn't Big B a creaking? Why didn't you make Big B, well, this creaking thing? The reason why I didn't is because I think Skiz just fits Groot. A lot of people... I admittedly went to, the Reddit to get some ideas in some places, and for Skiz, come on. How could he be anybody other than Groot? I mean, it's just really funny. I can just imagine Skiz going around going, I am... Skiz. And thus, he is Skiz. Come up with names for all of them. But Skiz, I couldn't really come up with. I think Skiz is just Skiz. If I had to make a pun off a root, I would maybe say, I am Scroot, but that doesn't sound right. So yeah, instead we've just got... Skiz reaching his pale oak arm out, trying to catch somebody. And that somebody is Gemini Tay, who is pointing forward. No weapon in hand because, well, let's be real. No weapon in hand because Gem doesn't need it. I find this interaction incredibly funny because I imagine all Gem has to do is point at Skiz and he would take off running. Sorry, Skiz, but come on, it's true. Anyway, for those of you who can't tell who Gem is supposed to be, well, I made the red hair match her actual skin, but yes, I designed Gem to be Black Widow. It's very subtle. But the boots are actually, I believe, yes, black concrete and then black terracotta for the rest of the outfit to give it a little bit of shading and some depth. I thought about giving her a weapon, but as I just said, Gem doesn't need one. Now, you're probably wondering, why on earth did I go with Black Widow? Shouldn't Gem be one of the most powerful? I mean, she is like the best PvPer, right? Well, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, well, obviously there's the redhead connection, but even more than that, Black Widow's entire thing is that she doesn't look like a threat, but will end you in multiple ways because that's just the way she was trained. And I thought Gem kind of fit that mold a little better. So, yeah, I don't really have a better explanation for it other than this is it. This is Gem. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention B-Dub's horse actually has the Creeper logo from Hermitcraft from his what was it, Minecon 2011, I think? But I'm using it as the cloak of levitation on the horse to explain why the horse is flying. The horse is not touching the ground. The most obvious build here. Hi, Scar. How you doing? Do you know how hard it is to actually make a Minecraft character hold a bow? And make it look good? Because let me tell you, it ain't easy. I went through 4 different drafts trying to make this right. But yeah, I used this very specific wood. I think this is like cherry wood? No. I think it's one of the nether woods. Anyway, I used it so that we could still have the purple effect on the bow because it's Hawkeye. There needs to be a lot of purple. I had the, not really overalls, but you've got the bags on the side to carry loot and things like that. Scar is taking a knee and posing to line up his shot on Tango over there. And I even have the H. Well, you can imagine the rest of the H would be here if I wasn't doing these half and half things. But yes, it is Scar. Hawkeye. Hot guy. I'm actually really happy with how this one came together. I think this is one of my favorite builds, but this one actually has a little bit more. More than just Scar being hot guy for obvious reasons. Well, his quiver isn't filled with arrows. Instead, I put a little J here. Instead, Scar fires jelly cats at his enemies. Because Jelly does all the damage. We love you, Jelly. We miss you. This one's for you, Scar. I hope you love this. And the last member of the villains over here is Grian. I'm not going to give you his superhero name because I want you to try and guess it. Because I imagine a lot of people are going to think with the color scheme on the side that he's a member of the Fantastic Four. No, he is not. That is your one hint. He is not a member of the Fantastic Four. There's your hint. In the comments if you know who it is. But yes, Grian is here. And he is holding the 3 hearts of the Life series because he is the creator of the Life series. So I figured that should be something of his power. There's a lot regarding that. And you'll be happy to know that unlike Grian, I actually finished the back of my builds. And I even made sure to get the entire waffle. Yep. It's not Grian without the waffle. Although it's also not Grian if the back of the build is complete. So maybe I should have just left this entire thing open. Nah, I have higher standards. Wait. I think you went through the entire line, but you didn't even include the winner. Where's Cleo? Where's Martin, the winner? I should have said him first. Where's Impulse? And where's Ren? So, here's the thing. These guys, have you noticed, I've kind of divided them between heroes and villains, except for Tango there. That's because I was originally going to do it by elimination, so that's why Tango's over here, instead of with his actual group. Because these guys were kind of the good guys, and technically, like, Impulse and Ren were the good guys as well, but even more than that, they kind of entered into a kind of neutral alliance with the Lost Generation. So, here they all are. I give you the Guardians of the Galaxy, or the Guardians of the Life series? Still workshopping the name. Over here, we have Impulse the Destroyer, and I'm really happy with how these little details came out, like the tattoos on Drax. Wasn't really sure about the coloring here, but I think it works really well for Impulse. And of course, I've given him 2 swords, just like Drax does in the movie. I'm really happy with how this panned out. Impulse was actually one of the fastest builds I ever did, because really he's not really that much. I made sure to get him his beard scruff there, but really he's just one solid color. Oh, whoops. Let's fix that. He's really just a lot of one color, so it made it really easy to kind of come up with the idea here. Yeah, big fan of how this one came together. Alright, next up is Ren. I said Ren, not Rain. Anyway, yes, so we've got the glasses over here. I even made sure to get his ear, and I was wondering who on earth he was going to be, but I figured with who Martin is, and just how close the two always are, it made sense for Ren to be over here. So, it's kind of hard to see with the giant minigun. Maybe that's a hint as to who this character is, wink wink. He's a guardian, and so Ren the dog is now Ren the raccoon. Ears are still the same. Admittedly, this is probably my least favorite design. I just couldn't get, like, Rocket Raccoon's face going. I believe I did exceptionally well with, like, the orange jumpsuit and the, using the brown wool and the, like, knee brace to make it look right, but I don't think I nailed the face. And I'm very sorry about that, Ren. I was trying so hard to make it work, and I just couldn't. I'm sorry. I think the blue eye into red eye is kind of cool, but yeah, I'm sorry. Second to last is going to be Cleo, and probably like Grian, you can't really tell who it's supposed to be at first, or actually more close to Bigby, but, well, you know that they're a member of the Guardians, so it shouldn't be too much of a stretch to go with Gamora. I know that Cleo's pronouns are she, they, so I was not trying to just give a female character just for the sake of it. It just fit. I went off suggestions from the comment section on my original meme post. I promise you, I did not do this just for the sake of, hey, female character. So, yes, this one was honestly one of the hardest ones I had to deal with, just because there is so much color in Cleo's leotard. Seriously, Cleo, why did you do that to me? Highlights in the back of her hair going into the black. I think that was a good way to do Gamora, especially with the gold thing around the eye. That's actually more from the comics, but I think it works well. Now, admittedly, because of where Martin's arm is, Cleo doesn't have a right arm, so we can just say she's holding it behind her back. Like, she doesn't need it. That's just Cleo for ya. And last but not least, just because we're looking at him right now, we've got in the Little Stars, otherwise known as Martin being Star-Lord. Now, Martin, I painstakingly copied your entire logo here into Star-Lord's jacket. Used some, oh, what did I use? What is this block? But I did that to try and have some effects on, like, the mask and everything. Use the red for the, use some red for the goggles, the red jacket. Gave you Star-Lord's blaster. Accurate as well, like, it goes under here, so technically it's a lot bigger than it looks. It's not just a regular gun. Kind of looks like a staple gun or a glue gun or something, but it shoots lasers. And back here, I even copied this thing on the back of Martin's skin. I don't even know what it is. I just know I had to copy it, and I didn't finish this. Alright, well, wasn't that fun, everyone? Looking at all the others and everything like that. And while you were doing that, I was able to finish Jimmy. You ready to see him? Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, here we go. Now, I think this is much better. I found a much better yellow that works for the hair. The eyes are a lot better. Now, admittedly, what I did, and it's probably what I should have done from the beginning, is just I blended the Solidarity Captain America skin with his regular skin, gave him back his Iron Sword. I did bring back the shield. That being said, I think I made it just a bit smaller just so it would fit here because now we got Tilly and things like that. But the jacket looks better. Still got the S, still got the stripes. He's kneeling here with the shield in front of him to block the blasts coming at him. And he's kneeling in the back, ready to take a stand. Now, I also added these right here, so he's still holding it. I wish I could make it a little bit bigger, but that shield should still theoretically be, let me count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 blocks is still about, that's still bigger than Jimmy's chest. He could block his entire chest and then like the top of his face right here. I thought about putting the Captain America mask, but that's probably not going to work the way I did it. Not to mention, I've already tried to do something like that with Scar. And as you can see, with the Captain America mask, it would probably be not as good. But there you have it, folks. With Jimmy complete, that is officially it. Every single Life Series member turned into a member of the Avengers. Leave a comment for which one you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see me do something like this in the future, maybe with Marvel villains or DC heroes, I'll be sure to do that. Also, next time I'm doing a flat world, this took way too much terraforming to make this happen. Alright, video's done. Bye-bye. Have a God bless day, everyone.